Hey everyone, what's up? Happy New Year's. Took a bit of a break, but back to making some videos. This one is going to be about episode 3 of High Stakes Poker on PokerGo, my all-time favorite poker show. This is the poker show that actually got me into poker when I just started. I'm gonna be reviewing a hand played by Nick Petrangelo, Bryn Kenney, Tom Dwan, Rick Solomon, Brandon Steven as well. Really cool hand with some really cool background. So the hand has a $1,600 straddle, and it's effectively 120 big blinds deep. Dwan straddles with 8-9 suited. Nick Petrangelo raises small under the gun with pocket kings. Bryn Kenney 3-bets him fairly large with ace-king offsuit in position, and gets 2 cold callers, Rick Solomon and Brandon Steven with ace-4 of diamonds and pocket jacks. Folded around to Dwan, and the straddle looks at 9-8 suited, and here I was looking at Dwan and thinking, you know, well, what would the old Dwan have done here? The old crazy god of high stakes poker Dwan with 9-8 suited, he certainly wouldn't have folded. I don't know if what exactly would have done. I was like, no, this new Dwan, poker's not his main game anymore, will probably just make the conservative fold. But Dwan actually called 4-bet, so he puts in a big raise with 9-8 suited onto Nick Petrangelo with kings. A dream scenario. I mean, not dream, it's a bit scary, but it's alright. Under the gun with kings, so he goes all in for his 200k stack, roughly 120 big blinds, and now it's on Bryn Kenney with ace-king offsuit. And ask yourselves, guys, what would you do? You can take a few seconds to think if you want what is the correct answer with ace-king offsuit. At this point, you have 15k invested. There's a lot of money in the pot. Nick Petrangelo is all in. Dwan still has a live uncapped range. Maybe he has aces, maybe he has kings, maybe he has, 5-7 suited. It's Tom Dwan. Bryn Kenney calls, everyone else folds, get all in, run it twice, chop the pot, and then some table talk starts developing about the hand, where Jean-Robert Belland tells him, with this action, I would have folded ace-king offsuit, and Bryn Kenney's like, pick 10 high-stakes players, no one would ever fold ace-king offsuit, and he says something to the effect of, to fold ace-king offsuit, I have to assume that Petrangelo only has kings and aces. That's the only way I can fold ace-king offsuit. So, why am I talking about this? Because Jean-Robert Belland is very, very, very right in this instance. And it's very easy to show, so I just wanted to show if Bryn Kenney's asking 10 high-stakes players and I'm a high-stakes player, I would tell him ace-king offsuit is a snap fold. I'd never even consider calling ace-king offsuit. You actually fold ace-king suited too in this scenario if I'm not mistaken. So I want to show you guys without even looking at the solver output why, and we can see the same in the solver. So the way this works has to do with ranges and equities. Ace-king offsuit, and this is something you guys can see on Equilab. This is a really important thing to understand. Sometimes someone goes all in and you're like, okay, this guy can have queens, kings, aces, or ace-king. I think that's a reasonable assessment for the range of Nick Petrangelo shoving over the cold 4-bet. This is as loose as his shove can get. I think giving him ace-queen or pocket jacks would be going too far. Some people in his shoes might even fold ace-king or queens sometimes, as they should. Again, with 2 uncapped ranges behind. But yeah, something like this. And here, if we do evaluate equity, you guys can see ace-king offsuit has 38.82% equity against this range. This optimistic range of queens plus ace-king. So this is the best case scenario for Bryn Kenney calling to get this 38.8% equity. And that's, why is this the best case scenario? A, because it implies Petrangelo's shoving a bit light. And B, it implies Dwan never has anything, where clearly Dwan being Dwan, he's still gonna get dealt aces and kings sometimes, and he's gonna show up with those hands for sure. The next thing is just to do a very simple EV calculation. So in this instance, there is a decent amount of dead money, and we can I'll do this in the most primitive way possible, but in order to call, Bryn Kenney needs to put in 190,000. So the way we do EV is he puts in the money, He puts in a 190, and then how much does he win? And like we said, ignoring Dwan and with the most optimistic range assessment, we would have him win first of all 410, which is the money from Bryn Kenney and Nick Petrangelo. Then we have roughly 30k of dead money from Rick Solomon and Brandon Stephen. And then we have supposedly Dwan's dead money, though no, it's not completely dead, obviously, and that's a big issue for you in this kind of case. So this is how much you would win, and you'd win this 388% of the time. Add these up, you go 410 plus 30 plus 71, 511. How much is this times 0.388? You see 198. So were Dwan's money completely dead? So if Dwan just always folds and Petrangelo always shoves ace king offsuit and queens, we're talking about your call wins 8k. So saying that this is a very easy call, this is a terrible call, guys. When Dwan has aces, you lose so much money. If Petrangelo is a tiny bit tighter, which he should be tighter, this 38% drops really fast. So really big losing call. Not to mention, you know, Rick Solomon and Brandon Stephen, one of these guys might have aces some of the time. I wouldn't say large amount, maybe 1% of the time, maybe 0.1%, but this 8k is very sensitive. Like, change this 38 to 36, for example. 410 plus 30 plus 71 times 0.368. Now you're losing money, and it's much worse than that. So call doesn't lose you insane amounts as long as Dwan is dead. Dwan's not dead. Dwan's range, actually, I'd say probably 20% or more of it is actually pocket aces. So I think Bryn Kenney's way off. Jean-Robert Belland analyzed the situation correctly. That's about as far as we can say for strategy. And just to show you guys, for those of you who don't know, Guerrilla Poker website is up. We are, among other things, selling preflop solutions for No Limit Hold'em. And I wanted to show an example of how you can use these to look at this situation, where this is NL100 rake, so rake is much higher. But if hijack raises, cut off 3 bets, folds to big blind 4 bets, and you guys can see under the gun should shove kings plus, ace king, and some pocket queens, but not all pocket queens. This is actually not too bad for Bryn Kenney to have less queens. So we're under the gun +1 to shove. Bryn should call kings and aces, and ace king off would be roughly a 17 big blind mistake, which in the terms of the straddle 1600 would be roughly a 20k mistake, which, you know, it might not sound huge in a 500k pot, but 20k mistakes add up really quickly when you're playing poker. So a fairly big mistake by Bryn Kenney here. As far as Dwan's range and the 9-8 suited, you guys might be surprised to see, but cold 4-bet range, it does not contain 9-8 suited, but it contains 6-7 suited, and 9-8 suited is like a tiny mistake. Of course, sizings and stuff are a bit off, and you have the cold callers in between, so it's pretty iffy. But making these kind of plays is not a big deal. It's fine to bluff sometimes. Very different matter to just call off your stack with a loose hand. Very different than running a loose bluff. That's it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Please, welcome to check out our new site. We have a Redline course, some pre-flop solutions, and nice easy to use charts, which I think you guys will really enjoy. Hope to see you next time. If you like the video, visit the website, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.